This is Zach with the Self-Reliance channel. In this video, I want to show you how we install the drywall in the gray room of the shipping container house. One of the main reasons to build my house with shipping containers is so that we would have a gray room that is 40 feet by 68 feet with a 20-foot ceiling, so that we can push the furniture aside and play pickleball or badminton in it. The ceiling and the roof trusses in their various states have seemed so beautiful to me, but it is now time to cover them all up because we need to install the drywall so we can put spray foam on top for insulation. When I say we install the drywall, it is actually just the drywall team that did that. I didn't do much of anything, but I did help to carry the drywall sheets in. I ordered 4x12 drywall sheets. They're 5/8 inch thick and they're heavy. They're about 105 pounds each. It was actually pretty heavy to carry them in, so teams of 2 carried all 51 sheets in pretty quickly. The team set up the scaffolding very quickly. I do have some scaffolding already in the gray room, but their scaffolding is much bigger and it is much safer. The drywall that I ordered is the 5/8 inch drywall that's fire rated. It is very heavy. Some people are concerned about the weight, but I think that is not a concern because the truss structure should be able to carry a load of 40 pounds per square foot. And this drywall would only add about 2 pounds per square foot to the weight of the trusses, so it should be really safe. Another concern is whether we should have expansion or control joints for the ceiling. There's one school of thought that says we should have control joints at every 20 feet. I already bought the control joint. You can see that in the lower left corner of some of the pictures. But eventually we decided not to do it for one reason, and that is that one 20-foot control joint would actually bisect the lights that we have already wired up in the ceiling. And also, there are a lot of people who really think that control joints are not necessary. I went to the internet, I posted the question on a very nice group, and they all seem to think that that is not a concern. So we're going without the control joints. If you pay attention to the order of the drywall they put up, you can see that they actually start with the second course first. That is because this space is actually not perfectly square. They then made adjustments to the first course so that down the road, when they go all the way over from this side of the space to the other side of space, the drywall would be aligned pretty well. I think these guys have a pretty good system going. They have 2 guys on the ground preparing the drywall sheets to be sent up the rafters. Now, these sheets are pretty heavy. They're 105 pounds. So they have to be really careful when they send the drywall sheets up there. The people on the top will have to be really careful. They have to grab the sheets so that it wouldn't slip down, and then they would balance this drywall sheet on their head and then put it into the space properly and then screw it into the roof trusses. Alex, the tall guy in the picture, is the owner of the drywall business. He knows what he's doing. He's very easy to work with. I'll leave some information for his business in the description. If you're in the southeast Michigan area, you should give Alex a call if you need somebody to hang your drywall. This team has really done a good job. Back to the issue about the space being not quite square. When we were stacking the shipping containers, I hired a welder to make sure that everything was plumb, straight, and level and square, but there's one wall that was just not straight, and we didn't notice it until after everything was welded together. So I have to live with it. And when we have the drywall all done for that wall, I'm going to show you the flaw. At the same time, I have a solution to hide the flaw. So when I have the solution, when the drywall is all up, I'm going to show you how we hide that flaw. I sped up the video quite a bit so it's not boring for you to watch, but in reality, the team was speeding along and they were hustling. They were not taking breaks, they were simply taking the job seriously, and they were doing really great work. This was supposed to be a 2-day job. Even at lunchtime when I brought them pizza for lunch, they were thinking that they would have to come back the next day to finish the job. But as they were going along, you're going to see that they were making progress really fast. So, in the end, they made it a 1-day job, but obviously they stayed well into the evening to get it done. When I was editing this, I was thinking about cutting some of the installation process out, but as I was watching it, I just thought they did such a good job, I don't want to leave any of the process out. So, pardon me if I leave everything in. It might be a little boring for you, but I think it's just a beautiful process. Watching the lights dancing on the ceiling, I was reminded of the song Dancing on the Ceiling. I think they were really having a ball, they were having fun, but they were taking it very seriously, and I think they have a lot of pride. Because the space is not quite square, the roof trusses are not square as a result. So sometimes they would have to add a 2x4 here and there to make sure that they have a place for the drywall to screw onto. You can see electric wires dangling from the ceiling. I asked them to put holes in the drywall to pull the wire through. They managed that job really well. In the end, the electrician will come in and put 24 pancake lights in the ceiling area. Now you can clearly see that there is a sliver of the ceiling that's not covered by the drywall, and that is caused by the space not being square. In the end, they put a narrow strip of drywall up there and everything was fixed. I've decided to put the level 5 finish on the ceiling once the drywall is up. That is going to be very expensive, but I think for a big space like this, if there's any defect, it's going to show mercilessly. So I think it's going to be money well spent. I think it was 7 or 8 p.m. when they finished the job. I think they did a great job. I think they had fun, and everybody was safe, so that was a great day for everybody. So let me show you some pictures of the finished product, and taping and level 5 finish will be coming up soon in a different video. Thank you very much for watching.